Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo! I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Da 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 da. The album, Dad AF. Rock on! You know what? Since I'm talking about Jeffree Star today, I should probably pick, since Jeffree Star is trying so hard to stay relevant in the drama world, I should probably pick a more relatable song to Jeffree Star. Let's see. Rhiannon Ring. No, that's not quite it. I went to a party last... No, he doesn't go to a lot of parties anymore. Nobody's inviting him. Let's see. I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I try, I try for a cancellation. How are you guys doing today? Oh, I just pissed off the Jeffree Star fans so bad. Anyway, well, listen, I'm sure Jeffree can take a little joke. I know Manny can because he sent me this nude. Well, he didn't send it to me. I paid for it. The only one that they have left over there is this moon, okay, which is basically nude, which I'm kind of getting used to it now. And I do love a good nude lip, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. It's rather tinted. What do you think? So anyway, I don't know much about clothes, but my hair, look, I just got my hair done. My hair looks fierce. Speaking of which, since I just went outside, I mean, it's kind of like, hello, Frosted from the 80s, right? I just went out in the woods for you, and took a picture of me in the woods. Because basically, I'm a couture model over on the Instagram. I took a picture because to post on my Instagram. It's posted on my Instagram now. I have a new book club. I don't know if you know that. Yes, a true crime book club is still very, very active. Over 3,000 members. This Sunday, we will be meeting to discuss Casey Anthony, which I watched all kinds of videos about her last night. I finished the book yesterday, which is called Imperfect Justice. And next month, we are reading about the West Memphis Street. But this is my new book club, which is called Peter's Book Club. This month, we are reading Saint X by Alexa Shakin, and it is published by Celadon Books. Well, they reached out to me, and they said that they would love to give away 15 copies of Saint X to you guys out there so that you can read if you want to get a free book from Celadon Books. So all you have to do is follow my book Instagram and Celadon Books and comment what I told you to comment on my Instagram picture over there, and you could win a book. It ends tomorrow, so you're going to want to go over there with some quickness, okay? So that's kind of exciting, isn't it? Oh my God! We all love a good giveaway. If you like to read, it's a free book. It's a hardback book over there, so that's cool. Anyway, I'm very excited about that book club. I'm already trying to decide what I'm going to read for February so I can have that posted on the 1st of February. All right. Today, we have all kinds of, listen, okay? People are like, oh, you're so lazy. I have 6 channels, all right? 2 book clubs, okay? I take care of my dogs and I make love to my husband. Don't even come over here with that laziness stuff, okay? And I still sleep until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Listen, okay? She works hard for the money. She got things to do. Do you remember that Donna Summer song back in the day? Someone read a letter you wrote me on the radio. No, not that one. That's not the one, but I do love that one. She works hard for the money, so hard for you, honey. Do you remember that song? My baby takes the morning train. These were all the songs that I roller skated to when I was like 6 or 7. I didn't know what they meant at all. I didn't know what the morning train was or that my baby took it, okay? But I was out there roller skating with the best of them. I was like, my baby takes the morning. You listen. The realism in my acting, okay, that my baby was taking the morning train to go into work, okay, that Melissa Manchester realism that you were getting from me at 6 years old, you still get it. You still get it, okay? This is basically an acting show over here. So anyway, we're going to talk about Jeffree Star today, and we're going to talk about Nikita Dragun. Who would you like to hear about first? Nikita Dragun, probably, because she's more boring. Nikita Dragun, it's kind of sad to me, really, because there was a while there that I was like, you know, Nikita got really, really problematic. Okay, well, I mean, people would still consider her highly problematic, I think. But around the time of the Dramageddon 1, and I don't know if people remember the history of it. So Dramageddon 1 happened 2.5 years ago. It was in August. I know because I was in Las Vegas, Nevada. And she and Manny, Gabriel Zamora, and Laura Lee were on a brand trip. And they recreated the Kardashian picture where they were all flipping off the camera. And they made some comment in it of the picture. Gabriel Zamora posted it without apparently the rest of them knowing about it. Something about bitches better without us or something referencing Jeffree Star. Okay, and this is kind of how all of the huge drama started back then, right? And then Laura Lee came out and did her apology video for like things that then people like were going in and looking in her, you know, past and things like that. And the whole thing was this huge mess. Well, at that time, if you remember, okay, when it all came out and happened and they were all making apologies and doing all this kind of stuff and Gabriel Zamora was flip-flopping, do you remember that, y'all? People don't remember the history of all of this, okay? That he was like on Jeffree Star's side and went to Jeffree Star and then came out after he had already said a bunch of stuff about Jeffree Star. Now he's not on Jeffree Star's side again. Who knows where he's at, okay? Gabriel Zamora is the biggest flip-flopper to me in the beauty community, period. I don't know why any of these people, and you know, honestly, like, I see his stuff come up on Instagram and whatever, not because I follow him, because I don't think I follow him. Manny will post stuff or whatever, and I'm like, I don't really understand these kind of friendships. It's like on a very deep level. It's not like, hey, you know, like, you just kind of said some things about me. I mean, he came out and did this very serious tell-all about Tati and James, and that's where the no, Tati, no comes from. And yet, people continue to trust Gabriel time and time again. It's very surprising to me. I don't really understand it, but maybe he's a better friend face-to-face than he is behind the scenes. I don't know. But anyway, this is what started, you know, Dramageddon 1 and all this kind of stuff, and then we know what Dramageddon 2 and all that was, right? So at that time, they were all coming out and making apologies. Well, Nikita Dragun had come back from some trip, and she was like all jet lagged, and she made her apology on Instagram, on an Instagram story, and was like, I'm really jet lagged, I'm really tired, blah, 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 whatever. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. And that was basically all she ever did to address it. Nikita Dragun has kind of branded herself over not addressing problems that happen, okay? So, it was interesting when I went over to the Beauty Guru Reddit. I was kind of surprised that nobody else was talking about this. I'm sure they will now. But anyway, I was kind of surprised when I went over there that I hadn't really heard anything about this. Now, I have the video right here, but I'm not going to show it to you because I don't know whose it is and I can't credit it. I think it says Duddy-Doo posted this video, and it says Nikita Dragun setting spray has foreign particles in them. I do not have a setting spray in front of me, so I don't know if that's true or not. There's just a video of this person like using and reviewing the product, okay? Now, I will tell you what's interesting about this video is they say something about it looking like mold. It doesn't look like mold. It looks like flaky white pieces floating around in the setting spray, okay? Now, if this is actually true, and this person, I'm just saying, we don't know, right? And this is actually true. You can go over there and you can watch the video. It's right here. And I have the video saved in case this ever comes up again later. When you're looking at it, okay, it's like if you were holding it up, like the setting spray is not that big, the bottle, you would see it in there, okay? It's not like you have to look at it with like a microscope or whatever. You can see these particles floating around in there. That's a problem, if that's true, okay? If it really is true. And here's the thing that's interesting to me, I just have to say, okay? Now, myself included, we came so hard, all right, for Jaclyn Hill on these lipsticks. I mean, honestly, in retrospect, when I think about hairs being found allegedly in, you know, like eyeshadow palettes of Jeffree Stars, and, you know, pressed, like you'd see fingerprints and pressed pigments and things like that. And there was mold and other things from other people. And now this in Nikita Dragun'S setting spray. Jaclyn Hill was canceled on a degree and on a level that I don't think I've ever witnessed covering any kind of this beauty influencer drama ever. Like, I don't think I've ever witnessed that before. And, you know, I don't know if it was just the timing, and I really do think it was kind of this. It was like, okay, Dramageddon 1 happened in August, went into September, okay? Because August was when the picture came out, and then late August and early September was when all of their, like, their past was brought out, and Laura Lee did the apology, I think was in late August, and things like that. Flash forward, okay, to was when, like, Lipstick Gate, I think, with that happened. I think I'm almost positive that happened before. It feels to me like it happened after the Tati James and Jeffree thing, but I almost want to say that it happened before. I feel like it happened after, but I want to say it happened before. Just the timing makes it right. But that was like both in that spring, right? So that was like a year ago, year and a half ago. And, well, almost coming up on 2 years now, right? And so it's like, I wonder if that point, like, as a community of people, like, obviously as a drama commentary channel, I'm always going to, like, drive the drama, right? But I'm wondering if that was at that point, like, people were like, it wouldn't have mattered if it was Jaclyn or who it was. Although I have to believe that at that time, you know, that if it were Jeffree or if it were, like, you know, in the Shane palette or whatever, like, no, it wouldn't have been received the same way. I just do not believe that. I just do not believe that. I think that, I don't really know what I think, you know? So it's interesting to me that now we have people coming out and saying that there's particles in Nikita Dragun'S setting spray. Let's listen to what some of the people have to say underneath here. Someone said, am I surprised? No. Am I sympathetic to Nikita? Also no, because trash is what they say. Someone said, hopefully it's something pretty benign with the ingredients binding or something rather than mold, growth, or contamination. I wouldn't want customers to be putting that on their face. I mean, it is a setting spray that you're spraying right on your face. Someone said they're dragon scales, haha, so on brand. Someone said that doesn't look like mold, it looks more white. However, this is most likely an age thing as well. Could be from storage too. What it looks like to me is solidification of ingredients, like salts or something. I see it often when it's time for me to replace my reagents buffers in the lab. If you swirl around the bottle quite a bit and they resolubilize, it should be fine. But I have a preference. I would not be using a product like that. This is just one person's experience, so I don't know how true it is. But if you have to, like, this is what I've never understood. People said that with, like, Jaclyn and the lipsticks. They're like, just cut that part off of the lipstick. What? What? You bought a brand new lipstick and it has mold on it and you're supposed to just cut it off? You're supposed to shake this bottle so fine until no, that's a customer service issue. And, you know, in all honesty, I don't know that it's really this big of a deal. Is it any more than a customer service issue? Unless it's a lot of the product being sent out. It'll be interesting to see now if other people say anything about it. And people go on here and they talk about it, all this kind of stuff. So not only does her stuff look like Claire's makeup, but it's also as safe as it is, huh? Someone said, why anyone continues to support her brand is beyond me. Someone said, no, yuck, the bigger story here is that no one needs a setting spray from Nikita Dragun. People are not supporting her. They refer to her as Nikita Blackfish in here. Hold on a second. Okay, wait. In a video where Manny MUA and Kohl's World uses the new Dragun Beauty setting spray, both of their setting sprays had mold-like substance floating in them. Links to the video. Someone said Manny said he didn't like the smell and that it was wrong, it's strong, and then saying it smelled just like Nikita was hilarious. Someone said I didn't watch either one of these videos. Kohl's review was a mess. He complained about the dumbest things. I can't even think of it. Okay, wait. Goes on. Someone said who buys things from these. It's interesting to me that people are coming so hard for Nikita, honestly. She doesn't really pull like a lengthy conversation in the Reddit beauty thread usually. Someone said Manny even mentioned it in his video. Using it might be unmixed product that hasn't turned to liquid and blended in. Using a Jaclyn Hill excuse. I know, but that's the logical reason there's chunks like that. Okay. But that doesn't make it right, okay? Like, I mean, if you go through McDonald's and you get a chicken sandwich and the inside of it is raw, are you supposed to just, like, Just cut that part out. Hell no, you would drive back through McDonald's and you would, first of all, you would do a TikTok of it, okay? Because that's what everybody does today. And then you would drive back through McDonald's and you would say, my chicken is cold. And she'd say, don't yell at me, I'm just the cashier, but what can I do for you? And I'd say, my chicken, well, I don't eat chicken because I'm a vegetarian, but you'd say, your chicken's cold. And then she'd say, okay, well, we'll exchange your chicken sandwich for you and here, we'll give it to you for free because we're really sorry. That's what should happen, right? So interesting that it's just like, okay, we're just supposed to act like this is just part of it. Someone said Nikita isn't any better than Jeffree Star. Someone said, do we think it actually looks like mold? I feel like it looks more like product buildup of some kind. Someone said not sticking up for Nikita. Well, they call her something else, actually. No mask Nikita, but that doesn't look like mold to me. I am no expert by any means, but I don't think it looks like mold either. When you look at it, it looks like flakes hanging out in there, okay? Flakes at the pool. But who wants flakes at the pool in your setting spray? I'm gonna go up and look at all my setting sprays right now. Because I have so many. I do have a couple of them. Okay, so that's Nikita Dragun'S. So let me know what you think about all of that. Go over there and check out the video and let me know what you think. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Jeffree Star. Did you guys see all this? Oh, Jeffree. Oh my God. Jeffree Star is kind of getting to me to be at the point of like, it's almost kind of ridiculous at this point. He is trying so hard. I have had so many people DM me and be like, what is with Jeffree Star and all these guns? Why is he buying all these guns? Does he not understand that, like, how that looks right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, y'all take that up with Jeffree Star, okay? But anyway, Jeffree Star will do anything to stay relevant. Now, I will say this, okay? The other day in my rant video, I said that I was bored and I wish that some of these beauty gurus would come out and do something. And then Jeffree Star comes out with his I think it was Gucci Foundation review or something like that. I haven't watched this video yet. I will for you. For you, okay? I will watch this. But that's not what I'm talking about, okay? Jeffree Star, I think, like, this is what's crazy to me about Jeffree Star, is that Jeffree Star is one of the, probably one of the people that I see on social media that talks about sex the most, okay? And I think, like, what Jeffree doesn't understand, and maybe I'm wrong, okay? I could be completely wrong. But I think that the people that still are intrigued by Jeffree, or the people that were intrigued with Jeffree at one point, and I was one of those people, so I can speak to this. You know, I was intrigued by his houses and his cars and his travel and his jets, and he lived this life, and I thought, okay, here's this guy that, like, you know, like, he came from very little, and he made this huge life for himself, and it's to some degree the American dream, and it's very cool to watch and see all this, and, you know, who doesn't like somebody that can buy everything off the rack from Louis Vuitton? I mean, it's not style, let's be for real, okay? It's not, and neither am I sitting in this hoodie. Okay, I mean, it's not couture or anything like that. Let's be for real. I mean, Jeffree Star is not somebody that has real style, okay? And I don't even consider Jeffree Star a trendsetter. He literally looks at what is brand new off of Louis Vuitton, buys it, and it's like, whatever. But it's kind of cool. I mean, he's kind of like a salesman for Louis Vuitton and Hermes and things like that because he's constantly showing these things that they either give to him or he buys. I don't know. But, and it's only cool for that reason because then you get to see these products that you probably wouldn't normally see, right? But other than that, I don't know that I think that people are real interested in Jeffree Star's sexual life. I could be completely wrong, okay? I don't know that when people look at Jeffree Star, and, you know, and it's interesting because he always does things like, what was the palette that came out recently where he put himself naked on the palette? You know, it's like, I think he has this perception that people see him in a way that people don't see him. I think it's cringe when he talks about how many, you know, athletes he's had in his mouth. And I mean, I don't care to know those things about him. Those aren't the things that when I was interested in Jeffree Star, I ever wanted to imagine. You know what I mean? And I think part of what happened with the whole Nathan thing was that, and I'm not saying that there aren't a few beauty influencers out there that, you know, I think some people might want to know those things from. I'm just saying, okay? I don't think Jeffree Star's one of them. But I think if Manny started dating on camera, and I mean, he kind of jokes about that stuff from, time to time. I think people find that interesting and attractive. I do. I just think they do. He's such a cutie, isn't he? But anyway, but I don't think people are really that interested in Jeffree. But I think the difference was when Nathan was in the picture, and I think Jeffree knew this, okay? When Nathan was in the picture and he showed him as a relationship, I do think people were interested in that. If Jeffree Star was to have a real relationship, if he didn't want to do makeup videos anymore, if Jeffree Star were to have a real relationship, I'm not saying that the other one was fake. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if he were to have a real relationship and settle down and all this kind of stuff, okay, and they were to like design a house together and stay there, and his videos turn into that and whatever, I think people would be interested in that, okay? I think they would. I don't think people care about all this kind of stuff, right? So he's always talking about all these athletes hitting him up and blah, 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 whatever, okay? So then on his Twitter the other day, he goes in, here we are, hold on, let me pull up my screenshots. Okay, there's a picture of Jeffree Star to use for a thumbnail. Where is first he tweets out, I'm about to go on my second date with this guy later today. Fire. Fire emoji. He's a police officer and has the most stunning green eyes. Okay? Is what he says. And then, I have to tell you this, so I do think this is funny, is that people were sending me this constantly. Did y'all see about how Jeffree Star said, I don't F with nobody unless they're over 6 feet tall? I want to check this out. So, people were sending me this left and right about Nathan Schwandt, that he's 5'8". Is that true? He's 5'9". Nathan's 5'9", and you don't F with nobody that's over 6 foot. I guess you just told on yourself. I guess you just told on yourself, Jeffree. The lonely doll's been lonelier than we thought for a long time, because I guess you weren't effing with Nathan Schwandt, because he's 5'9". He ain't even 6 feet tall. Okay, so anyway. Where's my receipts? My receipts, Whitney. Whatever you want. So anyway, okay. So he says this about this. People are like, have fun. Yes. Then somebody said, you do this SHI tote on purpose. You know the whole thing is on the internet when it comes to, okay. So then someone said, oh Jesus, why would you tell everyone, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and it goes on and on. They have this huge discussion underneath here, okay? But Jeffree does know what he's posting. He knows exactly what he's posting, right? And he's doing this just to try to get riled up and stay relevant and have people have some adverse opinion about this, okay? I think right now in today's climate, he's not saying that he's dating, a baker up the street, or whatever, He's like, I'm dating a police officer, or I'm going on a date with a police officer. And maybe that's 100% true. And, but I think that he knows that comment alone, if you go underneath here and you read this thread, a lot of people have comments about that. A lot of people about that specific thing alone. I think he knows what he's doing. He's doing that just to stay relevant and, get things all fired up. Then the next thing he comes out and says, okay, as if he hasn't beat this Kanye West thing, it's dead. It's totally dead. Nobody cares, Jeffree, okay? Nobody believes. The really sad thing is, I do actually think that there was a time, maybe 2 years ago, that if that rumor had come out, I think people might kind of side-eye the situation and be like, is there any truth to that? Girl, did nobody believe that Kanye West was with Jeffree Star? Jeffree Star was the only one that was pumping that story. I mean, we were all talking about it, but just because it was like the only drama story to talk about, nobody believed that Jeffree Star was with Kanye West. Nobody. Who believed that? If you believe that, I'm sorry. You know how the teacher in class you'd ask a question and you'd say, I'm sorry, it's a dumb question, and she'd say, there are no dumb questions. Yeah, there are. That's a dumb question if Kanye West and Jeffree Star are together. And I probably asked it in my video. Okay, so anyway, he comes out, he says, I'm definitely not sleeping with Kanye, but the amount of rappers in my DMs is wild, bitch. Time to make a hit song in my head. And it's like, I read that and I'm like, What rappers, girl? I mean, you know, like, he always says that. I mean, there's a lot of rappers out there, okay? I mean, there's rappers out there that have 20 followers on Twitter, okay? I'm sure, are those the rappers that are hitting you up in your DMs? He always says all this, and then there's, like, no backing up, and then who he throws out there is Andre Marhold. Girl, is that the best that you could do? Is that the best that you could do? Of all the and people, whenever I say this, people are always like, well, they probably made him sign NDAs. In a DM? No, we already know from Andre Marhold that Jeffree Star was the one hitting them up, okay? He was the one hitting Andre Marhold up. I don't even know how he found that Andre Marhold, okay? There is no way in the world, and if before Jeffree Star gave Andre Marhold his 15 minutes of fame. Nobody knew who he was before then. I don't know how Jeffree Star found him. Probably through that modeling agency that has one model, Andre Marhold. But he always says this, you know, there's like, you know, rappers and athletes, oh my, you know, up in his DMs. And why is that, you know, that's the way that they're always contacting him? Quite frankly, I would be more interested. I don't think that says a whole lot, okay? Like, I don't know who he's trying to impress with all of that, you know, that this is who's, like, hitting him up. But it's like, you know, if he said to me, so I was trying to think of an example, and to be quite frank, I just got completely speechless for a second because I was like, I can't think of an example of anybody that would actually, quite frankly, impress me if Jeffree Star said that they were hitting him up. I mean, maybe if he said, like, you know, like, princes of foreign countries, you know, or CEOs of major Fortune 500 companies, you know, or politicians or something like that were hitting him up in his DMs. Girl, rappers and athletes, that's what, okay? That doesn't surprise me at all, you know? And then the whole thing that he acts like, too, which I think, like, he doesn't understand really kind of how this comes across, but it's like, when somebody is in your DMs because they just want to F you, you're really minimizing your value by saying, like, ooh, there's, like, these athletes that are up in my DMs wanting me to suck their D. Who cares, girl? Anybody can suck a D. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on. It's not like you have to be that talented, okay? Trust. So, I mean, it's not like... I'm just saying, oh my God, I embarrassed myself. You know what I mean? I mean, some of us are better at it than others, but you know, listen, okay? I'm just not that impressed, and I feel like it kind of like minimizes your value and your worth when you're like, all these people are up in my DMs wanting to F me, okay? Well, why do you think that is? I mean, first of all, I mean, Jeffree, there is nobody else putting out this narrative that Jeffree Star is the greatest F in the world, except Jeffree Star. He's the only one putting that out, okay? It's not like he and Nathan broke up and Nathan said, I'm going to really miss Jeffree because he was the F of the century. I mean, we haven't heard that. We haven't heard that from anybody that Jeffree's been with, or you know what I mean? So, I mean, he's the one pushing that narrative. I don't know. But apparently he don't want no boyfriend. Apparently he don't want no husband. Apparently, well, now he's going on dates, so maybe he does. I don't know. But I really don't even believe any of this is true. I think he's sitting at home in that robe, that same robe that he's been in for, you know, 6 years now. And I think he's sitting there and he's concocting stories and narratives, and I think he's on the phone blocking people. I think that's what he does on a Friday night. Let's order a pizza, and I'll hang around with my, you know, hair and makeup people, and I don't know, maybe we'll play some, I'm trying to think of a game, apples to apples, and I'll block a bunch of people and put out some tweet and say, don't tell nobody. Let's make them think I'm on a date. And they're all like, okay. That's what that's all about over there. It ain't real. None of it's real. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.